Hey fellas, it's Steven here. Now I want to talk to you about something that is really important. I want to talk to you about conceiving the idea. Conceiving the idea. Now the idea of conceiving something is when it becomes one and the same with you. Now a mother would tell you that at the point of conception, there is going to be the baby may not have been formed in her stomach yet, but the process is there and there's evidence. Wherever she goes, she takes the changes. Wherever she goes, her views, her feelings, her emotions, her hormones all change based on what she has conceived inside of her. And it is that thing that she has conceived that actually brings the changes in her life. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not just about having ideas, it's about having ideas that you have conceived inside of you, meaning that you become one and the same with that idea. You know, I've been to university, and during oral presentations, sometimes we had students where they prepare their speech on a paper, they write it all down, and when it's their turn to come and speak, they stand up in front of the class and they hold the paper in front of them, and everybody's watching, and they're basically reading the information off of the paper. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but what does that show? That shows that the person hasn't learned it. They haven't become one and the same with the information that they're trying to deliver. It shows that they haven't really conceived the information. They have not become one and the same. So, what is learning? Learning is learning to know, so you don't need to know what you know. So this is what I mean by that. Learning is when you're using the information that you've been provided, not knowing that you've learned it, but it's internalized in you. That's when you've really learned. Is when you don't have to think about what you're doing in order to do it, because it has become part and one with you. It's become instinctive to your behavior and to your mindset. And it is those conceived ideas that you materialize in your reality. It is not just any ideas, but the ones that you've conceived. So here's the question. How do you make sure that the ideas that you're interested about becomes one with you, that you actually conceive them? Now here's the things. You need to stick with an idea. If there's an idea, an area of information or area of an industry that you're really interested in, you need to stick with it. So many people, they move to because of social media, there's a lot of information that is coming through our screens, and we're seeing it, and we see somebody succeeding this in forex trading, and then somebody else comes and talks about entrepreneurship, and somebody comes and talks about flipping stuff on online, and somebody talks about selling stuff on eBay, and there's a lot of stuff. And you find a lot of people move from one thing to one thing to one thing to another thing, and never stay concrete to develop the discipline into one area of learning. You know what I mean? So, and it is, everyone who's successful today, they have disciplined themselves in one area for so many years, and they become experts, and that's why they're influential today. So if you want to conceive something inside of you, you want to conceive an idea, you become one and the same with that idea. You have to stick with it for the long term. Tony Robinson did not become Tony Robinson just over 2 years. Gary Vee didn't become Gary Vee over 2 years. It took time. So if you want to become one and the same with that information, you need to stick with it for the long run. Stick with that interest. And if it's an idea that is inside of you, it's loyal to you, like it always pops up wherever you go, no matter what you do, no matter who you're with, no matter what you're reading, no matter where you're listening. You'll be reading a magazine and it will just pop up. You'll be listening to a piece of music and it will just pop up. You'll be in class, it just keeps popping up. Those ideas are never going anywhere. So you might as well spend the time to expand them, to learn more about them, and to develop them.